of what you need to look at. Yeah, seldom, if you, over here, just on the topic of root
Alright guys, let's get this
going.
going.
We have Pedicinius japonica, which is an herbaceous plant, so it has soft underground runners.
I think everyone's getting
It has gone under the concrete sidewalk, around the corner of a building, up through interlock stone into another bed. So, if you had a 6-inch root barrier, and it's gone down under the gravel, so there's 6 inches of gravel, 4 inches of concrete, and it's managed to get around for it.
Is this what we're doing?
Yeah, if you took everybody off the planet within 10 years, come back and look at this place. There would be trees growing on the roof, and all sorts. Okay, so we're looking at this little yellowish shrub here under the thing. And the reason we have such a pathetic specimen, no, that's not the, not the label, Zach. Is 1004. It's this yellow job here.
Really
the reason we have such a pathetic little sample is the rabbits love this plant. But there's a good story behind this plant, and that's why we're looking at it. You need to go to the website to see the big sample. But one, you can appreciate the nice clean leaves at this time of year, nice kind of light color. This is Rhodotypos scandens, the black jetbead. And this was a shrub that proven winners got a hold of and marketed. And we talked about proven winners. They put it in their advertising campaign, and everybody thought it was a new shrub. And you could go down the road to a really good nursery if you knew a good source, someone who knew their plants, and buy it for half the price, because they couldn't trademark the name because it's not a cultivar, it's a straight species, so you can't trademark. You know, they could call it something else and trademark that name, but they didn't. But they were promoting it as a new plant, and people were really excited, thinking this is a really great plant. And here we'd had it in the garden here for 20-odd years. It was given to me by an old gardener in London who had it growing. It's been growing in Europe for quite a few years. It's native to China. And it's a shrub that grows about 2 meters. It's kind of an informal plant, but the great characteristics are it's nice kind of fresh lime to light green leaves. It's white flowers that are 4-petaled. I think they're 4-petaled, maybe they're 5-petaled. They're very rose-like, so you need to go to the website and look at the flowers. And then it's the seeds. It produces these clusters of black seed, hence the name black jetbead. And some people in China have taken the seeds and made jewelry out of them because they're very, very hard and very shiny. So they drill through them and string them on to make necklaces and bracelets and stuff like that. So it's kind of a very interesting shrub. It's a shrub I like because it's got a kind of a loose appearance. It's good for the back of the border, etc., etc. But it's a nice lesson for you folks in an old plant that no one knows, that's quite hardy, easy to grow, and Proven Winners takes it, puts it in their special pot, and starts selling thousands of them. So a plant that no one knew to a plant that everybody wanted because they thought it was the latest and greatest. And they were all quite disappointed. I had people come to the Cuddy Gardens and they'd see our great big shrub that we had there at the time. Since the rabbits ate it, we've got to get it replaced. And they'd say, well, no, I just got one of those and I paid a lot of money for it. How long? Well, we've had that here for 20 years. Well, I thought it was a new shrub. Well, that's the power of marketing for us. We didn't do a cotoneaster, so we just got to go back there. And
didn't they technically get in trouble for doing that? Saying it was something new and it wasn't?
Well, it was a new introduction for them.
Oh, okay.
So they weren't really lying, right?
They were
Proven Winners, new introduction. They never carried it in their catalog.
Oh, okay.
So when you know nursery catalogs, you've got to be very careful when you read them, because if it says a plant is disease resistant, and say it's a whole genus, it means the others that they list aren't disease resistant. Because they won't tell you if it gets diseases, they only tell you the good news, right? So if they say new introduction, and a lot of people say, oh, and chances are they can buy something that's very, very common. I was going through the bulb catalog the other day, and I'm a big fan of daffodils. We've got quite a daffodil collection at Cuddy's. New introduction, I was like, oh, here's the new introduction. I turned to the page, got it. They're not new. They're new to them, right? And they probably bought them cheap somewhere because they're long on inventory and they're pawning them off on people as new. We got to go and do Cotoneaster apiculatus.
Do it.
I know you're quite excited about